This is cause for celebration. This is a holiday present for Oregon families.
Optimism has washed over the founder of ED 300, a group that's been rallying to get kids back into the classroom.
I think this is a testament to what families can do working together across the state and across party lines.
Renee Gonzalez reacts to news that Oregon Governor Kate Brown is now lobbying for kids to return to the classroom. The governor has ordered the state to review its guidance for in-person learning. Starting in early January, the state guidance will become just a recommendation, not mandatory, meaning each school district will be able to decide if and when their schools reopen. All of this is made possible by millions of dollars from the state and federal government.
The needle moved here because parents and educators work together to focus on the impact of these closures on their children.
I really feel like this is bowing to political pressure.
John Larson, president of the Oregon Education Association, does not think it's time to reopen schools. He says just look at the case numbers, hospitalizations, and deaths.
We've closed bars and restaurants as a way to mitigate this, and yet we're asking educators to go back into a situation in the midst of a surge with a vaccine right around the corner without really thoroughly thinking it through.
The governor has directed the state to make sure schools have on-site rapid testing to prevent outbreaks, but Larson says it's still not enough.
Yeah, between text messages and emails, I've just been flooded by members who are, they're nervous, they're scared.
Frustrated is the last thing Renee Gonzalez is feeling. He's been waiting for schools to reopen for a long time, and he hopes this comes to fruition.
Very positive step forward for Oregon families.
We're outside district headquarters for Portland Public Schools, of course, the largest district in the state. A spokesperson tells us the district is aware of the governor's announcement. They say the health and safety of everyone is paramount, adding that parents can expect a detailed plan of what's to come for the district by mid-January. Reporting in North Portland, I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.